Can I talk to you for a second? I just want to share with you one quick thing. That's cool. I appreciate you. So, when I used to think about the Matrix, I always thought that it was something outside of me. That the world itself is just the illusion, or some would say the simulation. What I've come to realize is how the brain operates a little bit more, which shows me that which I call reality is only my perception of reality. In actuality, I'm not experiencing the objective reality because it's just too much information for the brain to process. Thus, in a way, the brain has formed a simulation, which makes me think of the ancient principle as within, so without. If I was truly following that principle, I would have never thought that the Matrix originated outside of me, because that wouldn't make sense if I'm going by that principle. But what's empowering about that is, unlike the Matrix that's outside of me, this internal one can be directly influenced by I. I can rewrite the code, see the zeros and ones, slow it down like Neo. I can change my narratives. From that point of view, I have a little bit more power, and I think it's a great realization to have, because for the longest, it just seemed like this world is happening and there's really not much you can do about it. Like, it's just some things you just can't control, which can be true, right? You don't necessarily have to control or can control every single thing that's happening out here. But what I'm realizing is we have a ton of agency when it comes to the internal world, though, which is key, because the internal world directly influences the outer world based on what you see and based on what you experience, because it's your perception. And nobody outside of you have to have more authority when it comes to influencing my perception. And that's a great power, because if the reality I experience is based on my perception, if I start to consciously craft my perception, then what type of life can I experience? What type of reality will I experience? Becomes a very important question, because at that point, now the ball is not just out of your hands. It's not, well, what can I do? It's like, well, it's a lot you can do. It's a lot I can do. And I think that I've been trained, not intentionally, but just, I think it's just the experience of growing up in the world, right? and not truly have a knowledge of self, that you get conditioned to respect power outside of you way more than you respect the power and the agency that operates within you. And it's only like that because you don't truly get taught how to utilize the power within. Everything, most teachings, especially just growing up in the human experience, most things are catered towards the outer experience, that which is tangible, that which we can touch and smell and taste. But when you realize that all of that we seeing out here is just, when you realize that's the effect, and you step back and be like, oh, I can operate on the causal plane as well. Because it's backwards for me to come out here and think I'm gonna make change when this ain't the plane of cause. Nothing here is a cause. My shirt is after the effect. It was an idea first, right? Then it materialized. This light, this car I'm sitting in, all of these are after the effect. So when it comes to change and when it comes to utilizing the power, why would I think that my power starts outside of me? It makes no sense. Like, what sense do it make that the power starts outside of me? So if I want to change, I have to go out here first. I got to do something out here first. When everything out here is the result of something, right? So it's like, damn, you've been living backwards, bro. And you're not living backwards like, oh, bro, you just stupid. It's just living backwards, just ignorance. Didn't know. Don't truly know how this game go. Don't truly know how this game go. And you realize why so much is spent on advertisement and stuff like this, you know, to directly communicate messages to the subconscious. A lot of people probably done heard of this. I think it's common knowledge now. But so much money goes into like crafting these messages in order to influence this. But I, who lives in this temple, can influence this. And I'm sure, I'm positive, I have my best interests in mind when I come to influencing this, rather than trusting some outside force. But I've been taught to cater to that though. Always seeking outside of myself. Right? Always. When I want answers, I'm going out here. When I need help, I'm going out here. To go within to seek answers and help, like, feel foreign. Not used to doing it, so you're not even sure if you're doing it right. Like, where do I start? What do go within means? What do that look like when your whole world is out here? When most of your teachings are based on going out here. But I think, I feel, and I know that when you start to go within, innately you will get a sense. And I think you just got to be comfortable with not knowing. Because it's not a logical process. This process is not about logic. Logic helps out here. Of course, logic has its place. Of course. But my ways are greater than yours. We was once told. Logic is only gonna take me so far. Right? So you gotta get comfortable with trusting yourself. That's what I had to experience, what I'm still experiencing. You gotta get comfortable trusting yourself. Having faith that the kingdom is within you. Having faith that God is within you. And I don't have to seek these things out there or out here. Low here, low there. I am here. And trust that. Even though your eyes can't see anything, it's nothing tangible to see. But you gotta trust it. We talking about going within. You gotta just trust it. You gotta be quiet. Tell the mind, listen, you great. You are phenomenal. But this here right here ain't about you. This about intuition. This about this innate essence that moves everything. So I don't need your chatter right now. I love you, but I don't need that chatter right now. Be still and know that I am. So let me just be still. Don't got all the answers, but cool, let me just be still. And let me observe. We got to get back used to observing. Not just observing others, but observing self. So that matrix is not just outside of you. It's here.